Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn about parallelogram law of vector addition. Suppose there is an object at point O and you are pulling this object with two forces along OP and OQ. Let us denote these forces by vector A and vector B. Now the question is, in which direction will the object move and what is the resultant force acting on the object? The answer can be given with the help of parallelogram law of vector addition. So first let us complete the parallelogram by drawing two parallel sides of OP and OQ. And according to parallelogram law of vector addition, if two vectors are represented in magnitude and direction by the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then their resultant will be represented in magnitude and direction by the diagonal of the parallelogram drawn from that point. So here R is the resultant of the vectors A and B and it is represented by the diagonal OS. So now we will determine the magnitude and the direction of this resultant vector R. So in this diagram, two vectors A and B are represented by the sides OP and OQ. Now as QS is parallel to OP and PS is parallel to OQ and their length is also same, so they also represent the vector A and B. This is because translation doesn't change the direction and magnitude of a vector. Therefore, we can write OP is equals to vector A which is equals to QS and OQ is equals to vector B which is also equals to PS. Now let theta is the angle between the two vectors A and B. So theta can be represented by the angle SPN and QOP. And the resultant vector is represented by the diagonal OS. This resultant vector makes an angle beta with the vector A. Now draw a perpendicular SN on OP. Now let's concentrate on the triangle SNP. So for this triangle, PN is the base, SN is the height and PS is the hypotenuse. Now from the definition of the sine of the angle theta, we can write height over hypotenuse which is equals to SN over PS is equals to sine theta. Or we can write Sn is equals to PS sine theta. Now the length of PS represents the magnitude of the vector B. Therefore we can write Sn is equals to B sine theta. Similarly, from the definition of the cosine of the angle of theta, we can write base over hypotenuse is equals to Pn over PS which is equals to cos theta. Therefore Pn is equals to PS cos theta. Again this is equals to B cos theta, as PS represents the magnitude of the vector B. So now we are going to use these two relations to derive the magnitude and direction of the resultant vector R. Now let's concentrate on the bigger triangle ONS. If you apply Pythagoras theorem on this right angle triangle, then you can write OS square is equals to ON square plus SN square. That is hypotenuse squared is equals to base squared plus height squared. Now ON can be written as OP plus PN. So therefore we can write OS squared is equals to OP plus PN whole squared plus SN squared. Now OS represents the magnitude of the resultant vector R and PN is B cos theta and SN is B sin theta. Therefore if we put these relations, then we will get R squared is equals to A plus B cos theta whole squared plus B sin theta whole squared. Here OP represents the magnitude of the vector A. Now if we expand this term, then we will have A squared plus 2AB cos theta plus B squared cos squared theta plus B squared sin squared theta. Now if you take B squared common, then sin squared theta plus cos squared theta will be 1 and you can write the magnitude of the resultant vector is equals to square root of A squared plus B squared plus 2AB cos theta. This is the magnitude of the resultant vector R and this is exactly similar what we get in the triangle law of vector addition. Now let's determine the direction of the resultant vector R. As we defined earlier, the angle between the resultant vector R and the vector A is beta. So tan of this angle beta will be height over base which is equals to Sn over On. Again On is equals to OP plus Pn, therefore we can write tan beta is equals to Sn over OP plus Pn which is equals to B sin theta over A plus B cos theta. Therefore beta will be equals to tan inverse B sin theta over A plus B cos theta. So this gives the direction of the resultant vector r. So we determine the magnitude and the direction of the resultant vector r, which is represented by this diagonal OS. Now just for an additional piece of information, the other diagonal of this parallelogram, that is PQ, represents the subtraction of two vectors B and A. We will discuss about vector subtraction in later videos. Now let's solve a problem on parallelogram law of vector addition. So the question is, find the horizontal force and the force inclined at 30 degree to the vertical, whose resultant is a vertical force of P Newton. Now we are going to solve this problem in few steps. In step 1, we will write all the essential informations given in this question. So one force is horizontal. Second thing is, the other force is inclined at an angle 30 degree to the vertical, and the resultant force is a vertical force of magnitude P Newton. Now in step 2, we will try to draw a diagram. So first draw this horizontal force. Let us denote it by F1. Now the resultant force of magnitude P Newton is a vertical force. So let us denote it by R, and magnitude of R is P. So as we can see from this figure, that the angle between the vector R, that is a resultant vector, and the force F1 is 90 degree. Now we have to draw the other force, and it is inclined at an angle 30 degree to the vertical. But the question is, in which direction should it be inclined? Whether it is this direction or that direction. Now remember what we learned in triangle law of vector addition, that the magnitude of the vector R or the resultant vector lies within the difference and sum of the magnitudes of the two vectors F1 and F2. Therefore the vector R should lies within the two vectors F1 and F2, and the vector F2 must align in this direction. So this angle is the 30 degree. So from this figure, as we can see, the angle between the vector F1 and F2 is 120 degree, that is 90 plus 30 degree. Now let's write down the formulas that we have, that is the magnitude of the resultant vector is given by square root of F1 squared plus F2 squared plus 2 F1 F2 cos theta, or this can also be simply written as without the mod symbol. And the direction of the R is given by tan beta is equals to F2 sin theta over F1 plus F2 cos theta. Now we are going to use these relations to find the two forces. So first let us use the formula for the direction of the resultant vector R, which is tan beta is equals to F2 sin theta over F1 plus F2 cos theta. So from this figure, as you can see, beta is 90 degree and theta is 120 degree. So if we use this, then we can write F2 sin 120 degree over F1 plus F2 cos 120 degree is equals to tan 90 degree. But tan 90 degree is undefined, and this is only possible if the denominator of this relation is 0. Therefore we can write F1 plus F2 cos 120 degree is equals to 0. Now the value of cos 120 degree is minus half. If we put this, then we will have F1 minus F2 over 2 is equals to 0, or we can write F1 is equals to F2 over 2. Now let us put this relation in the expression for the magnitude of the resultant vector R. Then we can write P squared is equals to F2 squared over 4 plus F2 squared plus 2 times F2 over 2 times F2 cos 120 degree. Now again cos 120 degree is minus half. Therefore we can write P squared is equals to F2 squared over 4 plus F2 squared plus 2 times F2 squared over 2 times minus half, or this gives 5 F2 squared over 4 minus F2 squared over 2. Therefore P squared is 3 F2 squared over 4, or we can write F2 squared is equals to 4P squared over 3, or we can write F2 is equals to 2P over square root of 3. So this is the magnitude of one of the vector F2. Now if we put this relation in F1 equals to F2 over 2, then we can determine the magnitude of the other vector F1, which is P over root 3. So the magnitude of one vector is P over root 3 and the other vector is 2P over root 3. So that's it for now. See you in the next video.